Hey, we're back on part 2. So today I'm not really doing a talk. I'm just have my cards, my handy dandy cards, and I'm just picking cards out of the deck and we're just talking about what's on the cards. And I actually really like this. I hope that is helpful for you. I do have these for sale. I know I said that I would have them out last week, but it's just been so terribly busy. But I do have probably 5 or 6 packs of these. I have a mini packs, but I will be doing that also. You know too that I sell these gorgeous necklaces that I make. I unfortunately haven't had a lot of time to make them, but I wear these every day, and they go with everything that you wear because it's a multicolor occlusion that I put in there, and then I make the chains myself. And so I will be selling those as well. But that reminds me, to love God, and to love you. So, and I do mommy and daughter sets of these. I do them where they're encased in a wire netting, really cool. And you'll see those once I release the site that I have them on. Plus, I make earrings to match. All different kind of things. I can make anything out of it, really anything. But so those will be coming out soon. And I want to ask too if you could please like, share, and subscribe. I need your subscriptions. I'm doing really, really well on views. I'm so grateful for that. But please subscribe to my channel so that you can get the new talks every day. Plus, you'll get new content at least every day. I try to do that. But it helps me to grow my channel, and I would like to monetize my channel. I sure would. Because I am retired, so I do have a peptide business. I sell weight loss peptides. I have lost, in 16 months, I have lost 144 pounds now, and I went from a 26 to a size 6. Amazing. My life is completely different. I feel 1,000% better. And I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're overweight, contact me in the comments below, and I can turn you on to retatrutide is what I use. So I can get tirzepatide and semaglutide, but retatrutide is the main thing that I use. But yes, I do that, and then I sell my jewelry as well. Plus, I have this YouTube channel, and and I am trying to get involved in some other community service things. Helping with some arts and crafts at senior citizens places. I go to bingo. I play poker on Thursday nights. I do fun stuff. And but yes, so but we're not having a specific talk. We're doing more of, like, say, pull a card and talk. Oh, I wanted to mention too, if you want to see, if you want to see pictures of where I live, if you want to see pictures of the river, I'll post pictures of the gorgeous sunset, and the pictures my friend took too, gorgeous. They're in my community tab on the Porch Talk page, so you're welcome to go in there. You're welcome to leave a message or a comment there. I would love to hear from you, and I will answer you back. So but just to let you know, we do have that. Itchy. So here's one I haven't talked. So I love this one. I have this sign in my house that says, if you stumble, make it part of the dance. So we all stumble. We all stumble. Hopefully you don't fall. But if you fall, don't lay there. Life is all about, once you do fall or you stumble, it's about what you do at that moment. Don't let opportunities to learn, because that's what stumbling and falling down is. There are opportunities to learn and to grow. God's bringing you a lesson. Just figure out what it is. Get up, scrape it off. You're just a human, and move forward. Just that's so important for you to do that. Don't waller in self-pity or feel like, oh, you've done too much. You can't recoup, people's respect or anything. So you just close yourself off and waste the rest of your life. Don't do that. Remember, as we mature, we have a lot to give society. We have a lot to give people. So just be aware of that and use what you know, to help people. It's very important. So good things are coming. Keep your heart open. That's right. So important. A lot of people go, oh, nothing good happens to me. Nah, that happens to Susie Q over there. It doesn't happen to me. I'm not lucky. I'm not this. I'm not that. That's where the negative talk thing gets you, because once you put that out into the universe, you hear it, God hears it, and they go, okay, well, I guess you don't expect anything, right? But if you keep your heart open, you share what you have with people, you share your love, you share your joy, God's going to give back to you. The universe is going to give back to you. You're going to be overflowing. I'm overflowing with the amount of stuff that I have to give to people, to share to people. Very important, super important. So you got to remember that in order for you to get good things, you got to have an open heart. You got to, because blessings come like that to people with open hearts and people who have gratitude. Gratitude is super important. If you live in a state of gratitude, God is going to show you graciousness and mercy and kindness and love and all that. So, try to cultivate those things, right? And I love this one. It says, start each day with a positive thought and a grateful heart. So when you wake up, before you put your feet on the ground, before you pick up your phone, don't hit the snooze button, get up, but you should be saying, thank you, Lord. Thank you for blessing me with another day. Thank you for giving me a chance to make me better, to be better than I was yesterday. Thank you, Lord, for giving me a chance to be of service to you. Thank you, Lord, for being able to see my family and to be able to share the beautiful earth and to be able to spread the good news. Super important to have a grateful heart. It truly is. And if you're grateful, I promise you it'll come back to you 1,000-fold. And this one here, it says success is a journey, not a destination. So yes, we all want to be successful. I hope that's going in there good. We all want to be successful, but successful, like for me, success didn't just drop into my lap. I have had to work very hard to get to where I am in my life. I collect Social Security. I get a good Social Security check. But I also supplement my Social Security with several other businesses that I work very hard at. And but I enjoy working, and I consider it a blessing that I can work. I know a lot of people my age, they can't work. They're already physically infirmed, and I feel so bad. But you know what? As long as I can work and be part of society and help people, I'm going to be there. But it's not a destination. Success will not come to you. You have to create it. You have to go after it. You got to work for it. And if you keep that mindset, then you're going to go far. If you try something and you don't, and it doesn't work out the first time, try again. I have tried many businesses that did not work, and you feel the sting of failure. And of course, that little voice in your ear that says, "Oh, come on, you're not going to do that again, are you?" So I mean, it's hard. You have to not listen to that voice and say, "Yes, I'm going to do it again and again and again and again until I find my niche, until I find my thing, until I find my bag." And then when you do, like doing these videos makes me very happy. I put it off for years. I have all the video equipment in my house because I'm very good arts and crafts person, and I wanted to do videos on that, and I probably still will, but I put it off because back then I was heavier, and I didn't have any confidence in myself. And I looked bad on camera, and I felt bad, and I just didn't feel like my lessons would portray a happy, joyous moment. So I just didn't do it. Zipped it up, put it on top of my closet, stayed there. I'll get it out soon. Oh yeah, Cheryl's gonna make more. I'm gonna do more, a lot more. But that's my whole thing. I always want to do more and learn more and be more. Yep, I say that every morning. Yep. So let me see. I'm trying to find one that I haven't done. Fill your heart with laughter and kindness. Yes. So, do you know how many people are looking for kindness in this world now? They really are. There's not, a lot of people, they, are having problems in relationships and marriages and, different things like that. And, when you can smile at them and say, hey, how is your day going? How's your night going? Just say something kind, smile at people, share your love and your joy. Free. It's free. You can give it out everywhere. Costs you nothing. So we should all do that. We should all be uplifting people. And you never know when somebody's just had a terrible day and they just need, an attaboy or attagirl or, keep trying or, whatever the case may be. Share that with people. But you got to fill your heart with laughter. You have to have joy and kindness. You have to want to be kind to people. If you're in a bad mood and you go out and you're angry and mean or, because life hasn't worked out for you or whatever the case may be, you will spread that. It's like an infection. It's like when you work someplace and you have that one employee that is just the negative Nelly of the bunch, right? And, excuse me, believe me, I was a regional and district manager for like hair cuttery and places like that, and where I dealt with a lot of spirits. And there was always that one person. That was the salon I was always having problems. And because there was one person causing all the problems, rocking the boat, trying to just wreak havoc in the salon or the store. So usually those people didn't last long, but don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to the people around you, right? Don't just share your joy and you'll be a lot happier. I love this one. I am capable of finding peace amid chaos. So when the kimchi hits the fan, and it will, and it does, resolve yourself to not panic, to not overreact. And actually, I'll be honest with you, I just had an experience like that. And I failed myself. I did. I overreacted in a situation that I shouldn't have. It wasn't too terrible, but I responded to somebody in a way. I was very frustrated in that situation because it was one where it's somebody doing the same thing over and over and over again, beating their head into a wall. And I'm like, well, what do you want? What do you want to happen here? And I said, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're gonna get the same terrible results. So, I kind of got frustrated, and maybe I feel that my response wasn't what it should be. So there you go. Hold on. I'm so sorry. My doggy has a neighborhood rival, and whenever he sees this dog, he goes bananas. Beep up bananas. You know that song? That's him. You can hear him. He thinks he sees him, but the dog's not out here. He's just overreacting. Rusty, you're gonna go in the house. It's terrible. It's like he just gets possessed. Rusty, stop it now. I may have to stop and put him in the house. But another one here, I love this one. It says, as I slow my breathing, I feel increasingly calm. So if you get in a situation, it's like me. Before I responded, I should have really just said, you know what, Cheryl, you need a moment. What is it? The one you need what is it? The candy bar? I forget what it is. A Kit Kat or something. I can't remember. That before something bad happens, you eat a candy bar and it makes you feel better. I I forget what it is, but that's a funny commercial. But, you know, sometimes you got to step back, you got to take a breather, and you got to go, you know, is this really what I want, you know, how I want to respond? You know, I overreacted and, you know, but next time, you know, I'll handle that much, much differently. Thank goodness the clouds are coming in. It's gorgeous. Temperature went down. So another one that oh, I love this one. And this one is so true. So it says, failure is the opposite of success, and it is part of success. Now, if you are building a business, that is just going to be the truth. If anybody tells you any different, yeah, you know what, even if you get a business handed to you, you're still going to have, you know, issues. And you're going to have to experience those moments of challenges, is what I call them, not failures. But you're going to have to experience those in order to build yourself up, to build your business up, and, you know, to move things forward. So, you know what, we all expect, you know, instant success because we live in an instantaneous society. And life is just not like that. Truthfully, honestly, we're being honest here, right? We're doing the porch talk. So listen, don't do that to yourself. I have to see if my counter's going. Yes, I'm recording. I was just making sure. So very important that you know, accept the challenges and then assess them and move on. You know, super important. This one is choose your dreams. They're closer than you think. Yes. You know what? Honestly, yeah, some dreams take a little money. They take a little time. You know, I believe in planning an idea that you have, you know, for a business. Not over planning though. I don't think you need to over plan unless you're doing a restaurant. Like I did a restaurant, you have to plan with a restaurant, definitely. Peptide business, not so much. Jewelry business, not so much. You know, you just got kind of have to roll with it and find out what works for you. But your dreams really are right there. They're right there for you to reach out and take. All you have to do is allow yourself to think big. Think big. Life is big. Anybody who makes you think small, nope. That's those people you need to run away from. You know, and also too, when you have a dream, don't be talking about your dream all over the place, because you're going to get those people who will tell you, no, you can't do that. And I'm going to go. Sorry, I had to go turn my AC off. Just a lot of noise. So, but yes, life is big, dream big, live big. And you know what, even though you may not have everything that you want or everything that you desire, you know what? God gives you what you need to live big in the moment. Don't ever forget that. And you know what? Family, faith, friends, those are all such valuable gifts. You know, take advantage of that stuff. And, you know, it's a wonderful thing. And I like this. It says, celebrate every moment, big and small. So, any little win you get, somebody else wins. Attaboy, you know. I love this. I have these cards. You always deliver. You can give those to somebody. Your efforts never go unnoticed. We would be lost without you. And you know what? I'm going to have to move because it's starting to rain. So I'm going to pause this and we'll finish it in another location, okay? So I moved under the porch that way. Yeah, maybe finish a little bit, a few more. But back on the celebrate every moment, big and small. You know, no matter what happens in your life, if it brings joy, celebrate. Celebrate. That's what life is all about, celebrating all the good things. But like I was saying, you know, people that, you know, help you, you make a real impact. These cards, I will have these cards for sale. These are great. You give them to people, you know, your employees, they love these things. You know, you're right on target. You know what? Call one. I challenge you to do this. Call one of your people in. Say, you know, I'd like to schedule a meeting with you. And then when they come in, have one of these cards. that just says, and hand it to them and say, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for everything that you do. You make my job easier, etc., etc. They're going to go, what? Because they'll think they're in trouble. And just give them a hug and say thank you for everything that you do for my business. People appreciate that. They'll remember that. I've done that many, many times. And it's great fun. It really is. Not to scare people, but, just to give people a attaboy, a pat on the back. And I love this one too. This one says, great things never come from comfort zones. I don't know if you can really see that. It's kind of, the colors are awkward along with the printing, but that's true. If you stay in your comfort zone, you don't do anything different, you don't, extend yourself, it's like keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's like living in a bubble. Nothing's ever going to happen in that bubble, right? You have to be willing to step out and do what you got to do, to make it happen. And so super important to do that. Just remember, if you're in your comfort zone, life is not going to grow for you. It's just not. It'll stay the same. It'll stay minuscule. You're keeping your little focus down here. But you know what? If you expand, go play bingo, go meet people, go do things, you're going to find, when you put yourself out, because I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to go play bingo. I didn't want to be around people. I didn't. I had isolated myself for about 5 years, and I was totally happy doing that. And my friend Melissa, and I actually met Giovanni. I was eating lunch at a restaurant. I just decided, first time ever, that I had done that. And I met this wonderful guy. He's a super good friend of mine. And, and then Melissa I met when I worked at Smoothie King. I worked at Smoothie King for 3.5 years because I didn't want to go back into the restaurant business. And, and they paid well for what I did. And I worked better than banker hours. But I met a lot of people. I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed myself. It was great fun. Excuse me, I'm going to grab my drink real quick because it is gonna rain a little bit. So I love this one, and it says, challenges are what make life interesting. Overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. So when you got a problem or an issue or a challenge, as I like to call it, you need to figure out, what your solution is going to be. So I make a suggestion because I have friends that do this, and it's actually damaged some of the friendships that I've had, is spilling your guts to people. So yes, you got your besties. You're going to have things that you're like, I need some outside counsel. Number one, your outside counsel should always be God. You should always be praying and saying, God, what would you have me do? And then if you have one bestie who you think maybe has been through it before and is on the right track in their life, maybe, have them, say, well, I would do this or do that. But I would not go, spreading this and this and this happened to people, because then it's just going to seem like you're complaining all the time. And a lot of people, they'll hear you once, they will hear you twice, but then after that, probably more than likely, they're going to go, nah, not interested. And that happens to me a lot with friends. I just find that, I don't want to be part of somebody pouring their problems on me all the time. But challenges, it says, are what make life interesting. Yes, we learn from challenges. Those are our lessons. That's where we move forward. Overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. That's where we get the lessons. That's where we get our knowledge, where we get our wisdom. So don't say, oh, I don't want to do that challenge. No, do the challenge. Do it. You'll be grateful. Find an answer, but be a person of solutions, okay? And then you'll be rewarded for it. And it'll mean more to you that way too. Well, here comes the sun now. Wow, that was different. It's going away though. So another one is, I release anxious thoughts and replace them with calmness. So I have friends, people that I know, family members, whatever. They're always upset. They're always on the edge. And I'm like, ew. You really want to live your life that way? Yuck. No. That for me. Yeah, I don't have kids anymore. A lot of my stress is gone. Was I nervous like that when I had kids? Yeah. But I was always a person of solutions. But to live on the tightrope all the time where you're just so nervous about everything and you're just a nervous wreck around people all the time. It makes people not want to be with you. It's true. Plus, I've noticed too, we're doing friend talk, porch talk here, is that those people who are very high strung, they are usually people who have the worst habits, and they're the people who have the most health problems. It's very true. I have learned, thank God, I have learned to really live a pretty stress-free life. Sure, things come my way. Ish happens. I take care of it. I find the solution. Bada bing, bada boom, it's done. Move on. Go back to enjoying my life. And you know what? Challenges, I no longer look at challenges as a bad thing. I look at challenges as another lesson for God. God's teaching me something. So, you got to release your anxiousness, because the number one, that's going to kill you. It's going to create stress. And anxiousness also is a cover-up for fear. So if you're doing that a lot, you have fear. The anxiousness is holding you back. And because of fear for something else. You got to look at that. But you got to replace it with calmness, with solutions, with taking the time to think things out and don't overreact. So that is a very, very good one. Let me see if I can find another new one. So I like this. Believe in you and you're halfway there. So if you believe you can do it, say, God, I know you're going to give me the talents and the skills and you're going to bless me so that I can do this. God is going to bless you. All you have to do is ask. It may take a little longer, maybe not be on your time, because everything is on God's time, that's for sure. But if you believe you can do it, you're halfway there. And you know what? I tell you this about myself. You ask me to do something for you. If I don't know how to do it, I'm going to learn to do it. I'm not afraid to do anything anymore. I'm not afraid. Because I know that being afraid is the darkness. I'm not letting the darkness in. Really, really not. So just be aware that, when you shrink away from something because you're afraid to do it or you don't think you can do it, that's, if you want to call the devil, the darkness, whatever, whispering in your ear, just don't let that happen. Just say, nope, not today. Go away. That away. And then you look for a solution, or you pray. If you pray, that dark voice is going to go away. It is. So I like this. Work hard in silence and let success make noise. So a person who goes, oh, I got this and I got that and I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm multi-million-dollar deals. Just met somebody like that not too long ago. It was like, ew, I have a Mercedes, I have, this, I've got that, and blah, blah, blah. Why do you have to do all that? Why do you have to do all that talking? If you like me, because it's somebody who likes me. If you like me, then just like me and be a nice person. And chances are I'll like you back. Because I don't like people for the stuff they had. And the other night I was having a discussion with my friend. And I said, I don't base my attraction for people, if that's really weird, because I'm single, and I date occasionally. Yeah, I find a nice looking man, and, but I find that those normally are the ones that have most of the problems. It's the other shy ones that are just unsure of themselves, but it's the ones that I really find attractive are the ones that they got it up here. They're willing to share. They're willing to talk. They can have a conversation with you. They, you know, so they may not be Mr. Handsome, you know, whatever, or they may be handsome and just really shy, you know, but I think that sometimes handsome people or whatever, it's like they act like they have to prove stuff to you, and they don't. I am more attracted to the inside of somebody than I am on the outside. You can be an average looking person and I will find you very attractive, and because I love talking to you. I want to hear your story. I want to know what's going on. So, you know, it's kind of a weird thing. You know, people toot their own horn about, you know, their success, and they do that thinking that it's going to make people like them instead of just being likable. That's all you got to do. So, when you're successful, you know, it says work hard in your silence and then let your success make the noise. So, people will know you're successful or not. People can tell. They can tell by the way you walk, by the way you carry yourself, by the way that you talk. If you're, you know, a successful person or not. People can tell when you're shrunk down and you're quiet and you're, you know, holding yourself in a box. People know that. So, but yeah, you know, don't brag about success and about this and about that. I talk a lot about my business when I'm out because my business, I'm not a company. I'm just a, you know, it's just me, but you know, so I do tell people about my business all the time. So I'm going to do one more card, one more, and then I'm going to wrap it up. So it says small steps in the right direction can turn out to be the biggest steps of your life. So when you have a problem or you have a challenge is what I call it, you know, bit by bit, step by step. You're not going to solve everything in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. You go little by little, step by step. Pray, you know, work through situations. And those things, those moments, those issues, challenges, as I call it, are going to end up being some of your biggest successes and big learning moments in your life. But let me see if there's anything I feel like I must. See if there's anything I must share with you. So I like this. I embrace positivity and let any negative thoughts drift away. I don't let negative thoughts take place in my mind. And I want to close with that, you know. Do the best you can with life. And I hope my words are soothing you. I hope that they help you. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and know that I love you. And join me every day on Porch Talk. All right. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.